Okay, so as I said, we're back again and we actually continuing from where we left off. We actually discussed some formatting kind of things. We did strike through where we actually had hello with a strike as a keyword, as a tag, an HTML tag to help us strike through hello. Now we're actually going to sit down to actually understand what elements are and their attributes, okay? So we're going to understand clearly what elements are and then their attributes. Now, I've already explained what elements to you are here from here. Tag names are also elements, okay? Are HTML elements. Tag names, take note of this. Tag names are also HTML elements. So when I come here, body is a tag name, okay? But we call this what? The body what element. Strike is an element, so we say strike element. But the tag name is what? This is a tag. Okay, this is an opening tag, and this is what? A close what tag. But when we pick up this, we say this is a strike what element. This is a title what element. This is a title element. But when we pick up the first one, we say is what? An opening tag, and then what? A closing tag of what? The title. This is a head element. Okay, good. So there are a lot of HTML elements out there, but before we actually get into HTML elements and their attributes, let me showcase you to some elements, okay, that are very needed in your website project or the project that we'll be building soon. And some of these projects are some of these elements are the H1 elements and then the paragraph elements. The H elements, I call it the H elements or the headings and the paragraph. So what am I talking about? What is Ken talking about? What is Ned talking about? Now, in HTML website, you can also do any formatting like any other. You can even create paragraph like any other. So let's say I have a sentence, a dummy text, Lauren. Okay, now in your Visual Studio Code, if you want to generate text, okay, and then use for a website, maybe you don't know what to actually put in your website, that is a dummy text. You can actually create your own dummy text using Lorem. So you just have to type Lorem here and then hit enter. It will generate this plenty or lengthy text here like this. This is lengthy, right? So when we come to our browser here, we refresh our browser, you can see this lengthy text there. These are kind of Latin kind of text. Okay, these are dummy text. We just use it for prototyping. Okay, probably we don't want this lengthy text. Okay, so let's do Ctrl Z to undo. All right, so let's say we want only few sentences. Okay, so we just type lorem and maybe 10 like this, lorem 10, then hit enter. You get 10 words. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Isn't it amazing? Yes, it is amazing. So we've been able to get 10 words. That is what we want for our kind of a project. Now when we refresh, we have this here. Now let's say we want to create a paragraph. Okay, we want to have multiple paragraphs. Now we can make use of the P tag. Okay, the P element, the paragraph element, that is P. So I just have to type P here, and I need to open and close the P element, right? Good. So we have the opening tag here and a closing tag here. I'm still insisting on it so that it keeps in your head, because I know a lot of people be skipping the opening and closing tag, so I'm repeating it so that it sticks in your mind. Okay, so the opening tag here and then the closing tag, so this will be affected. It means this will be put in a paragraph. Okay, I save and I refresh my browser, and you can see it automatically moved. Did you see that? That is really amazing. That is really amazing. So let's undo the paragraphs and let me show you something. And let me see. Let me come here, refresh my browser. You see you see where it's located at. Now when I come here and I put the paragraph tag around my text, okay, it will automatically respond. So when I refresh, you see what happened. They have been placed in the paragraph form. Okay, so to continue, we want to have several multiple paragraphs, and always know that in real life paragraphs are kind of line separated. You have a whole text here and then it will be separated by another, right? For that reason, let's say we want to create another paragraph. Okay, Lorem, sorry, you create another paragraph. So I'll create another paragraph like this and I hit enter so that we come in between. Now we want to have a sentence that will have about 20 text, right? So we say Lorem maybe 13. Then we'll hit enter. We have a lot more text, right, than these ones. So we come here to our browser and refresh our browser, and we can see it have been placed to the next line, the next paragraph. Get it? So we can have different. Let's create another paragraph, and this time around we're going to have the full lorem text, right? Good. So we are having the full lorem text here in a paragraph. So we come here and then refresh our browser, and you can see we have paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, right? Good. So we've learned about the paragraphs. Now let's look at the heading. What is heading? In writing an article, in writing a letter, in writing essays, probably you would need a heading, right? Good. Headings are most of the time bold. Okay, so I'm going to show you some things you do and in Word documents that can be applied in web development. So I'm going to clear the whole of this. Good. And I'm going to have a big box here which is not bold, which is not underlined, which is not strike through, and I'm going to type this myself. Okay, so myself will be underlined, right, and it will be bold. If we like, we can even remove this, and we can even increase the size of this to about 20, and then be underlined, right? Now this is a heading, right? We can create an automatic heading without bolding underline. You know, when we wanted to make this heading, let me remove underline from it. We had to bolden it and increase the font size, right? We don't want that. So let me come below here, reduce the font size to about the normal size to up, and say hello, I am Nerd, and I am so many pleasant years old. Okay, so this is a little bit about myself. We'll take it like that, and you can see that myself here is the heading, right? Good. And then this is a paragraph, right? So how do we get a heading? We can do that simply in HTML. So let's come into our HTML here. As I said, everything is practical. Good. And then let's remove this from there. So let's create a heading. Now in creating a heading, we use H from 1 to 6. So we have H1, we have H2, we have H3, we have H4, we have H5, and then we have H6. These are used in creating what? Headings. Okay, now the smaller the number before the heading, the bigger the text, and the bigger the number before the H or the heading, the smaller the text. So let's apply it. Okay, we have H1, H2, A3, A4, A5, A6, all have been what? Closed. They all have their closing tag. So let me teach you a trick. We want to type one thing through the same thing. We want to have the same thing here. Like we want to have hello here, then come here and type hello, right? You don't want to be doing that. We can do that simply in Visual Studio Code, right? Very good. So I'm going to teach you the trick. You're going to hold Control Alt Shift, okay? Then you click on your down cursor like this, down cursor like that. I hope you get it. You hold Control Alt Shift, then you move. How many moves are you going to make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to click the down arrow 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If you want to move upward, you hold Control Alt Shift, then you press the up arrow key to move upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's do it one more time. We want to move downwards. Okay, so you hold Control Alt Shift, Control Alt Shift. While you are holding Control Alt Shift, then you press the arrow key down to move 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we replicate the cursor, then we can type whatever we want to type. So we want to type hello. So you can see hello automatically is being typed in the 6 word elements. So we click outside, and then you can have one cursor. So we save, and then we refresh our browser to see the effect. So you can see that H1 is big, H2, this is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. How do we know if it is true? Let's indicate it, okay, so that it doesn't show we are lying. So we come here again, click here before the hello, then we hold Control Alt Shift, Control Alt Shift, then you click the down arrow key 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that we can replicate the cursor, and then we can say I am hello, I am H1, right? We want to have H1, so let's move upwards, right? Sorry, we want to make this one H2, we want to make this H3, I want to make this H4, H5, H6. So we are having I am H1, I am H2, I am H3, I am H4, H5, and H6, so that they can all tell us that they are not lying, but they're actually showing us the truth, right? So we see, and then we refresh our browser, and then you can see I am H1 is bigger than I am H2, is bigger than I am H3, and is bigger than I am H4, and so on and so forth. So that is how heading actually goes like. So that is how we create heading. You see, it becomes bold automatically, and the size becomes big automatically. So you should know what heading type you should use based on the kind of project you are building. Okay, good. So we are actually going to combine this in creating a nice project, right? So I'm actually going to use H1, that is the first one, and I'm going to put, instead of I am H1, I'm going to say myself. Now save it, right? Good. So I've created a heading. Automatically I've created a heading. So that is a simple way to create a heading. Like in the letter writing, this is your body, and then this is your heading, right? Good. So we're going to have a paragraph. So we create a P paragraph, for a P element for paragraph here. Then we can put our sentence here. So we're going to type in Lauren here, right? Then we hit enter. So we have Lauren inside our P word tab. So you can see our P here. Everything is inside our P like this. So we have our heading and our paragraph, right? Good. So we save, we come to our browser, and then we refresh, and we can see we have our heading, and then we have our items here, exactly as you can see here. So nice, so wonderful. So you see, web development is never difficult. It's very easy to go about it. As I said, if you don't know the elements, that is where you suffer. Okay, if you actually don't understand what the elements are meant for, that is why you find it difficult. So in the next course, we'll create different kind of simple projects with heading and then a paragraph. But before that, I wanted to do this exercise. I wanted to continuously change this. Okay, change it throughout, change it to H2, H3 to H6. Okay, play with it. And then I wanted to create different also paragraph, add different paragraphs to it. Okay, so the next video we're actually gonna, or the next lesson upward, is we're actually going to discuss what attributes are and how we can actually implement attributes together with HTML elements. And then after, we'll also discuss styles, okay, some styles again, and then we'll go straight to comments in HTML. After the talking about comments, then we'll talk about styling our HTML. Then we try to build a project. That is, we create a project where we have an image in our website together with our text. We'll make use of everything that we've learned. Okay, we'll build one project as a beginner. So thank you.